My name is Bill McWilliams, and it's a pleasure to welcome you here to our service of worship this morning. This morning we're going to be talking a little bit about what it means to step out in faith. Some of the reasons we might be a little bit hesitant to do that, and some of the promises that are there for us when we do. Our gospel reading this morning comes from the Gospel of Matthew. Last week we heard the story of the feeding of the 5,000. That story, in that instance, was from the Gospel of John, but both gospel writers put these stories in this order, immediately following each other. So this morning, we're reading from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 14, verses 22 through 33. If you're reading along, this is in page 16 of the New Testament, back section of the Red Pew Bibles. Immediately, he made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead to the other side while he dismissed the crowd. And after he had dismissed the crowds, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. When evening came, he was there alone, but by this time the boat, battered by the waves, was far from land, for the wind was against them. And early in the morning he came walking toward them on the sea. But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified, saying, "It is a ghost." And they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them and said, "Take heart, it is I, do not be afraid." Peter answered him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." He said, "Come." So Peter got out of the boat, started walking on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he noticed the strong wind, he became frightened, and beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." Jesus immediately reached out his hand and caught him, saying to him, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" When they got into the boat, the wind ceased, and those in the boat worshipped him, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God."